Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video, and this is, at least as of right now, the last request from Kyle, who sent in the request for Seinfeld, the Triple X parody, the other Triple X review, Shorty Mac, Jersey Shore Episode 1. This is for Debbie Does Dallas from 1978. Which is funny because this is one of those films that the title I would reference, like as a joke. What are they going to make a special edition of? Debbie Does Dallas. Yeah, like if I'm in a stream with other people and so what's Vinegar Syndrome going to release? Debbie Does Dallas. That maybe get a chuckle out of people because the title is more well known, and I think it's one of those movies that more people know the title than have actually seen the film. Like if you get a group of, let's say 50 people, there may be 30 of them that have heard of the title, but maybe 3 of them that have actually seen it. Because, I mean, it was, at least at the time, the most successful porn of its time. I believe, like, the copyright, there was some issues that got lost in 1987, and now I think it's pretty much public domain. Which is why, like, there's people doing multitude of sequels and spin-offs, rip-offs, whatever the case. It stars Bambi Woods as Debbie. Bambi Woods, there was a rumor that she had died, or I don't know, had ended her life, or was a drug overdose, but then some people said, no, actually, she's living a quiet life somewhere. It's just that she wants nothing to do with the popularity of this. Maybe like she has a family, her family and friends don't know about this film, so but like that's not confirmed either. It's just someone said it, so no one truly knows what happened to the lady. It's one of those films that it is an adult Triple X movie. It is. So there's a lot of sex scenes of the hardcore variety. But as a movie, I mean, it does try to tell a story, which is pretty much Debbie is trying to be someone who's trying to get to the tryouts of the Texas Cowgirls. But she doesn't have the money to get there and for the tryout, the audition, so her friends decide to get these jobs to help her out. And then when Debbie, her boss is like, hey, let me suck on your titties for $20. Or I think it's 10. Let me look at them for 10. Let me touch them for 10. Let me suck on them for 20. Then she tells, hey girls, this could be, another way to get some money. Which is funny because at the end of the day, they didn't have to do any of that. Which is, I'll get to that later. It's kind of funny. Where these are some good friends, I gotta say. I mean, what kind of girlfriends do you have where, yeah, I'll let some guys touch my tits for just, $10-20? I'm like, damn, that's cheap. Women were cheap back then, I'll say that. I am disappointed that at the very beginning we have cheerleaders cheerleading their way and they're not in the nude. It's like, come on. Like, if you don't cheerlead in this type of movie, do it in the nude. Let's see the bouncy bounces. Up, no cheerleading in the nude. 0 out of 10 head-on. Head-ons? Hard-ons, I meant to say. Or 0 out of 5 hard-ons. That should be the rating for, like, a porno website. 1 out of 5 hard-ons. This is 0 out of 5. But you do get the shower scene with a lot of the titties in the bush, because it's the 70s, so they weren't about the shaving. So now I know they said stuff during that scene, but I don't know what they said because I was distracted. Guess I'm a guy. Yes, women may be talking about something, But when it centers on their boobies and their snatches, I'm distracted. I'm thinking about other stuff than what they're saying. Or I'm thinking about their mouths doing other stuff. But damn it, they don't help Debbie and only get some jobs. They're pretty clumsy with their jobs. They're clumsy with boxes and stuff. It's funny, Debbie is with her boss, and like the movie attempts to do foreshadowing. Because they'll show like little flashes, like this is what the guy's thinking, but these are what's actually going to happen at the end. And Bambi Woods as Debbie, very, very bubble-headed. The performance she gives is, whenever you see someone mocking an adult film, or the acting of adult film, or their impression of a bimbo, that's either they saw this film or that's how she acts. Oh my God, what is going on here? Oh no, please don't do that. Oh no, Mr. Greenfield, what are you doing with that? So it is a film that, I guess, like a slasher film, every 5-10 minutes there's a sex scene. It's funny because these are cheerleaders that I guess supposed to be in high school, but the football team look like they're 40. And some of them, I mean, they look like they're 40. They got these big mustaches and stuff, and they all come in. And it's not fair because it's 4 guys and 2 ladies, and they have a shower scene, and they have their fun and dandy. It's funny because, like, the ADR, whenever a BG is happening, is the word I think of is smuckers. They're kind of like smuckers, you know. They do the dog. This always made me think of the joke from Bulletproof with Adam Sandler. How do you know if a porn is from the 70s? If the guy's dick has sideburns. In this case, the girls too. If their clits have sideburns, then you know it's a 70s film. Same with the guys. So, I also like how when the music, at times, when they're really getting to it and the guy's getting close, it starts sounding like a horror movie. Where it's like, I'm like, why does it sound like a horror movie? I mean, imagine you're jerking the gherkin and all of a sudden you hear this music like Jaws or someone, or Jason Voorhees don't come out or something, and you're like, wouldn't you go like a wet noodle? Like, oh, I'm scared of this music. Like, what the hell? Why it sound like a horror movie? I don't know. And the acting is that, oh, you're so strong. So after the shower scene, where the 4 guys get their fun with 2 ladies, so it's not part of the we gotta get paid plot. How dare they? They don't follow the plot. Mr. Greenfield, Debbie's boss, is like, $10, let me look at your tits. At least he's direct. Try doing that today, Mr. Greenfield. I dare you to try to do that today. Go up to a person and just say, hey, $10, let me look at your tits. I double dare you, Mr. Greenfield. A lot has changed in the past couple decades. You can't even look at someone and smile without a sexual assault lawsuit. And actually just go up, hey, give me them titties. Here's $10. I don't know if they'd be offended if the price is too low or being asked in the first place. after that and getting some money from that, the girls kind of meet and they're talking, and she explains what happened. And like one of the girls, like, "Hey, are you okay with it?" And she's like, "Well, I guess so. If everyone else says it's okay." And I'm like, "Yes, be a hooker for your friend. It's a-okay. You know, don't go into peer pressure, lady. I mean, you're only going to be a hooker." And I'm for like a, I don't even know what the prices are. Like, I don't know if they ever state what the prices are. We heard what her prices were, but what were the other people's prices? And most of the time, I don't remember them getting paid. Because the situations are like, one of them is working at a candle store. Which is, I guess I never really thought there'd be candle stores. But I guess there are candle stores, to be fair. Especially back then. I've never been in one, but I'm sure there are. And, I mean, you know, what happens at a candle store? Of course, you're working, and your boyfriend calls, and you start talking, and you're like, just don't use a candle on me. Or in her case, in her. Which was just, think like it hurts. Think I should light the candle first and put it in. It give new meaning to the term fire crotch. I wonder if that's how fire crotch came about. Like, someone... Yes, I know, as if they're red. I know, folks. But yeah, I admit, that would be a really interesting origin story. That someone was kinky and said, "Fire it up. We need to cook. It's cold, we need this heated." That's not how you do it. Put the candle down. And don't do it at the job. That's just very unprofessional. Just very unprofessional to do that at the job. I'm just saying. You know, wait till you get home and, you know, maybe steal the candle. But, you know, don't do it right at, you know, work. You know, if you work at a Walmart, don't just be at the, you know, at the, you know, right by the video games. Looking at Princess Peach or whatever. It's just not professional. But then Mrs. Hardwick and then Mr. Hardwick come by and they go, "It's all right. It's quite all right." And I like how Mrs. Hardwick is like, "Well, it's your thing and my thing and Mr. Hardwick's thing. Don't get talking about things. I've seen the movie Things. I don't want to hear about things. Oh, your thing." Yeah. But goddamn, it's like, damn, I mean, was your marriage that boring? Hey, I mean, here's a woman sticking a candle in her. Let's have some fun. Again, she doesn't even offer, "Hey, I need some money." Or they just do it. Or more so, Mrs. Hardwick and the girl do it, and the missus just watches. Which, didn't look like she got much out of it. There's a scene at a car wash where the two girls wash the guy's car, and then the guy wants to lick both the girls, and you get a bit of anal. There's a bit at the library where the boyfriend is just tired of being said no, and "I need something, lady," and she's like, "Okay," and she blows him in the library. And what's fun is the boyfriend, I mean, he looks like he's 40 as well. He's got these big-ass glasses, and he's got a villain mustache. No, not one like this, you know. But like a little tiny, as if he was trying to be Gomez Adams or Vince McMahon or just a villain. And she loves to clean up. I'll just put it that way. She loves to clean up, so... good on her. Good thing to do. Clean up your mess. But the librarian, Mr. Biddle, not Mr. Diddle, they missed opportunity for calling Mr. Diddle. Mr. Biddle don't like that, and she's like, "Oh, please, whatever can I do so you don't, you know, tell on us?" And he had a fancy of spanking her. So he does. And I'm like, dude, you have this beautiful lady, you do anything you want, you just want to spank her. Wow, what a missed opportunity, guy. But I guess even in the 70s, they're like, nah, you don't want to see this old geezer screw a girl. Thank you, I appreciate that movie, so you were right. I appreciate it. And that's the thing, like, most of these girls are, I mean, I guess the two washing the cars got paid, but, like, the girl, like, Debbie hasn't been doing a lot of Dallas. I mean, by this point, she hasn't even gotten to Texas. Because they say we're going to pay for your trip to Texas. I don't remember where they're at now. Unless they're in Texas, and maybe it was trip to Dallas. I'm trying to remember now. Who gives a shit? But either the trip is to Texas or the trip is just to Dallas, Texas. I can't remember. But yeah, these girls are not really making much money. Not in the library and not in the... And it doesn't matter because Mr. Greenfield comes out and says, I don't pay for it all. So, these girls trying to make money was for nothing. Oh, there's another one where the tennis is being played and two guys are with a girl in like a sauna. There's that bit of business. And Debbie hasn't really done much of anything. I mean, she's the cover of the movie. It's her supposed to be doing Dallas. I mean, she hasn't done the City of Dallas. She hasn't done Dallas from Alien. She hasn't done Dallas, the TV show. She didn't shoot JR. JR didn't shot her in her face. This is all misleading and misrepresenting with the title of the movie. But she finally does something. And that's Mr. Greenfield, who's going to pay for the whole trip. And again, anytime you think of, you know, bad adult acting, I think they're thinking of this movie. She literally does say the line, "My, how big you are." I guess for him, it's like he always had a fantasy of doing it with a cheerleader, so he puts on a get-up that's pretty much Joe Namath. Number 12, looking like the New York Jets, and has sex with Debbie. I guess I can credit where they actually try to put a football thing in there where test comes up of touchdown for Mr. Greenfield. Debbie wins. But it's a bit funny because, well, not funny, a bit creepy because the last shot is her on the ground and she does like this. And she doesn't move. And then face to black. And then text. And I'm like, is she dead? Did he screw her to death? Did she get the tryout? Did she succeed in the tryout? Did he lie and not pay for it? He could have. Ha ha ha, I lied, bitch. What you gonna do about it? Go ahead, tell him. I'm friends with the cops. You can't prove shit. Did he lie and not pay? Did he have to do more? Did he get to the tryout? Did you succeed? Are you a cheerleader? You gotta wait for the sequel? Damn. You gotta at least end it with her trying out for that damn Texas Cowgirls. Maybe screw the Cowgirls. Or the Cowgirls screw her? I mean, come on. But, I mean, I will admit, it was funny to watch, to see the acting, to see the 70s production, you know, the wow, wow, you know, that, you know, 70s soundtrack. How it feels a lot more, like, raw and... just... 70s adult movies just seem a bit more... I mean, it's the more rough and tumble, so there's definitely more of a dirty rawness compared to how they do it today. So for some people, that may be appealing. I mean, it was interesting to watch because the title I always heard... I always reference the title, but now I can say I've actually seen the film. There's enough sexual scenes to have you have fun with. There's variety in them, so it's not just the same thing over and over again. You can have a laugh or two. I mean, I don't know how else you judge movies like this. Is it there for one purpose only? I mean, as a movie, yeah. I mean, there's the plot is for them to get money, but half the time, most of the time, there's not really getting money for stuff. Then it didn't matter at the end because the one guys just don't pay for it all. Debbie's supposed to be doing Dallas, but other than her showing underneath, she really does nothing until the end of the movie. But I guess, hey, that's going to be your payoff, so to speak. You're not looking at this for characters. You're not look. I mean, the acting is very much that. Oh my God! Especially from Debbie, from Bambi Woods, in particular. Idea. The only reason you would be watching this film is A, it was a paid request like I did, or B, just out of the curiosity of the name and how the name itself has become a known moniker. Where if you reference adult films, you say Debbie Does Dallas, people know the title because it's been referenced so many times by so many different people. So, and if you need to watch, yeah, it's public domain, so I'm sure you do find it if you do want to watch it, but that's up to you. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and wash your hands. Later.